There's a place where it rains, it pours while we enjoy the beaming sun. There's a land where the food is bland. The only flavor they know is salt, even though they sailed far and wide to take all that we had. They took coffee and sugar and jewels so precious, but failed to take some seasoning. Feed the people in Britain. Feed the people who stole our land. Feed the people that rinsed us dry. They called us savages, but they're the ones who eat bland food. There are people in your shattered land who deprive children from being fed. There are folks in your stormy isle who live off stolen government funds, but it's us that you call corrupt and need your saving grace. But at least when we go home to eat, it's not shit on our plates. Feed the people in Britain. Feed the people who stole our land. Feed the people that rinsed us dry. They called us savages, but they're the ones who eat bland food. Oh, so many flavors that you can add to your cuisine. There's curry powder and cayenne pepper, basil, paprika, herbs and spices. You need to use them. Feed the people in Britain. Feed the people who stole our land. Feed the people that rinsed us dry. They called us savages, but they're the ones who eat bland food.
Okay. Round of applause for Hannah, please. How are you all doing today? We doing good? I need a bit more energy, man. Come on, a little bit more. Nice. For those who don't know me, I'm Richie Brave. It's amazing to be here. Oh, come on. Rah. It's amazing to be here to support my friend. Do you know how amazing tonight is going to be? This is history right now. Don't nod like you don't know. I need you to nod with a bit of energy, you know what I mean? So today is the final live show of the Say Your Mind podcast. And I say that, yes, Panto, please. I say that because it's an end of an era, and Kelechi doesn't know I'm going to say this, but I have watched her grow throughout this podcast. From when she started it and who she has evolved into and become today, all her ups and downs, her trials and tribulations. It's been amazing for us to share this journey with her and just watch her grow into the woman that she is today. So I just wanted to say, well, I got the mic, because that's what I do, you know what I mean? I just want to say, Kelechi, I am so proud of you. All of these faces beaming back at me right now is a real testament to her talent, her ability, the amazing woman she is, and the amount of of love that she pours out into society in general. So without further ado, come on. Please welcome Kelechi Okafor to the stage, please.
Baby boys, baby girls, you need to hear this. Sit down, receive this realness. Make sure your cup's ready for the tea, we are go sip it, yo. Hard time scrolling for your long shorts. You might learn something you never know. Collect you fine, and she's one of a kind. Don't say you're mine, say you're mine.
Woo! Hi! Hi, my babes. How you feeling about the film? Oh, so many wonderful familiar faces in the audience. I'm like, hi. It's really lovely to see you all. How you doing? Wow, we made it. Rahima's here. For those who don't know, don't worry. Clearly your data is still safe. But no, honestly, thank you so much, Hannah, for your wonderful performance. So, Hannah sent that song into the podcast and I absolutely fell in love with it. And I asked if she would perform it today. And here we are, because let's really feed the people of Britain. So worried about what the rest of us are doing. Sort it out. But no, it's lovely to see you. Mercury retrograde, train problems, everything. Some of you made a real pilgrimage, so thank you for making it here today. I appreciate it. Well, anyway, it's me, Kelechi, the baby girl in the place to be. And you are here for the final live show of the podcast, Say Your Mind. So, SYM officially known as Say Your Mind, unofficially known as what? Say Your Mind. Thank you. I feel like our energetic frequencies have changed, so maybe we don't want to be shouting that. Jamaicans get really triggered when that happens. They're like, what? Oh, fine, carry on. No offense. But I'm really, really glad we could be here today. I feel like it's a real miracle. When Richie, thank you, Richie. When Richie was talking about the trials and tribulations, truly, because people really tried to put me through it. If you're on Meet Me at the Altar, you've already heard the whole story, but fire bun people. But I'm glad that I made it here with a cute fit and I get to spend this, event with you all. And we can get into the things. So I feel like, should we do the tarot first? Are you all fine with that? It's not demonic. Don't want to leave because you serve a jealous God. Now I'm just going to say something about that, because if more of you got into tarot, you would focus, and the man that you're searching for would find you, and he wouldn't already have a ring. Oh, so let's all just do what we need to do. And it's my live show. I'm going to say whatever the hell I want, and it's even being streamed right now. It's being streamed right now, and people have really tried me past few years, but really in the past few weeks, people have really tried me. So if they get flogged on this stage today, what was absolutely necessary. But also, can I give it up for the pinks and oranges in the room? Oh, these outfits. Thank you. Because that was so last minute. Sorry, Rahima. Even Rahima, I was like, do you have any pink? And she was like, well, I fucked up the email, so I better go and find out. I better go and find a pink. I better go find a pink immediately. But honestly, at the same time, even before we get into the magnificence and all of those things, I just want to take a minute to big up Rahima, my new PA. I put her through it. She started on Monday. I was like, there's a live show on Saturday. She was like, yeah, sure. Can I go and have a smoke? Just tense. But she's done an incredible, incredible job with your email addresses as well. But let's get into it. So in terms of tarot, who would like to give me a question for the tarot? Who would like to give me a question? What do we want to know generally right now? Do we have a mic out in the lower? We should have a, Richie's got a mic as well. We should have one mic is up there. That's fine. Okay, if you grab a question from up there then.
Anybody? Does anyone?
Oh, is that someone?
Oh,
there?
keep going.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, the mic's back here.
These lights are bright.
Hiya.
Hi.
Oh, that's loud. Are we going to be in a war?
Huh? Say that again?
Are we going to be in a war?
Are we getting a war? Are we going to be in a war?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a lot of aggression happening.
I don't know if I need the cards for that one. I think I can just... I mean, if it quacks like a war... No, I mean, I've said this time and time before, even before we get to the tarot. I've said this time and time before. You can't... In this life, there is always somebody madder than you. Like, if you think you're mad... There's, like, as much as I like to run my mouth, I know my limits. There are people I meet and I'm like, no, this person's madder than I am. I'm gonna relax. Britain doesn't know that there are people madder. And that is part of the problem, because how do you look for trouble with everybody? Everybody. Meanwhile, you're this small island. Like, it doesn't take much to done London's dance. But I think in a very, very realistic way, this is why I think the tarot messages throughout the time of the podcast, especially from 2020, we've been seeing all of this about, think about where you're going to live outside of here. Not on a colonialist vibe, but like, what do you want to do outside of this place? Because things already feel really bleak. Like, I don't know, it can only get worse, right? Because if you, no, sorry, what? Feed the people. Mercury retrograde. It can only, but I say that in a matter-of-fact way. Things can only get worse, because if you start squeezing people in terms of, like, people don't have enough to eat, they don't have enough money to pay for this, that, and the other, people are going to get, like, really, really stressed out. And then if you then feed them with the rhetoric that the reason that is happening is because of woke. It's because of that woke lot. And then they're like, yeah, actually, that's true. Let me go and look for trouble. So you're seeing violence going up against marginalized groups of people. So one way or another, if it's a civil thing, if it's an international thing, like, touch a button now. Like, it's like, it's coming one way or another. So we have to prepare ourselves. So I don't say that in a doom and gloom way. I feel like everybody who made it here this evening cares about change. They care about speaking truth to power. Not gassing up my own thing, but do you get me? Like, they care about speaking truth to power. So if that's the case, then we already know that we've got each other. And to me, the antidote to this poison in this society is community. Like, we have to have each other. And thanks. And so that's why, like, the queer phobia, the transphobia, all of these things can't run. Like, we have to really, really hold our people tight. Ableism can't run. All of these things, we have to think about how we make ourselves a more accessible community. I was on a panel the other night and they were talking about Pan-Africanism, and I was just like, yeah, cool. But historically speaking, when have we brought everybody along? Then you look at something like the Black Panther movement. Yes, they made strides. They did lots of things, but they also battered up James Baldwin. So for me, I don't want to be, if all my homies aren't coming, I'm not going. Like, we have to be able to roll through together or just forget it, you know? We'll just stay outside if that's the case then. So if your practice, your movement doesn't involve everybody, arguably even the pricks, right? To some degree. Like, then where are you going? I just don't understand a society where it's just like, yeah, black power, like, but fuck gay people, what? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's either we're all going or some of us are going to stay back and just leave you lot to wherever you think that promised land is that you're headed off to, because it sounds dry and it'll be smelly. So, in a really realistic way, if Britain continued to stand by the US, while the US stands by all and is the oppressive force, all of them imperialist states keep doing what they're doing, this can only go one way. But the thing is, America has more landmass. So Britain is that stupid, dirty gal, you know? You know that one that thinks that because she's got more powerful friends, she can run her mouth. Sharissa, you're gonna have that. Sharissa, you're gonna have that, because if it was me, I wouldn't have that. But now when Sharice is fighting, you can't fight. Sharice, no, Sharice, your hair bubbles. And now, after they've beaten Sharice, they're gonna come and beat you as well. So, like, Britain, sort out your hair bubbles. But, okay, another question for Taro that we don't need to answer without Taro.
Hi, baby girl.
Hey!
I was on your Instagram Live about a week ago,
Yes.
and I told you that I've just been diagnosed with cancer,
Yes.
and I'm currently going through chemotherapy. So my question is, am I and us collectively, are we going to be healed?
Oh, thank you. I feel like, and I'm so sorry that you're, going through all of this. I feel like your question, if you send me an email, we'll do a one-to-one reading. Because also, if I'm trying to read for you and read for everybody at the same time, and to me, these kind of things and these kind of questions, they're so layered that it's more about exploring the layers as opposed to like a very crass, vulgar, yes, no type of vibe. So I think that we should hold space for just one-on-one situation, yeah? Thank you. Thank you. Up there, yes?
Hi, Kelechi.
Hello.
I've got a question for the collective. Over the next 12 months, what are the things that we need to focus on to keep us grounded and keep our eyes wide open to what's ahead of us?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So what do we need to focus on as the collective over the next 12 months to keep us grounded and woke? Isn't Talk TV getting shut down? They're going to only be online now. Aww. Does Dan Wooten have a job? Oh. What a shame. What a shame. So just thinking about your question there. So what needs to be done? So I'm just grabbing the tarot cards to see what really comes up for us at this time. Okay. Such a random way of separating the cards. Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups in reverse is the first card that we have. And the Seven of Cups speaks about illusions, right? It speaks about numerous options, and at the same time, it speaks about illusions. So to describe the card to you, there are 7 pink cups, and there are like different objects in each one that maybe people aspire for, whether it's love, whether it's sex, money, acclaim, recognition, change, justice, just lots of options that you could have. It came out in reverse because I think that one thing we are noticing that is heartbreaking, but at the same time it's liberating, is that the illusions that have been around us for so long are being pulled down. And we started talking about this around 2020 when we were thinking about the cult of celebrity. So I think that this is the first thing, just from the first card alone, we're looking at the cult of celebrity. Some of your faves are going down, right? And some, don't say names. Because them motherfuckers like to dox. Instead of them to be in their classroom, you live at 12 Maple Tree Drive. So some of your faves are going down. Faves that you wouldn't expect. I expect, but no, you don't expect. Why do I say this? Because there is a part of us that yearns for belonging. There is a part of us that yearns for people to look up to aspire to. And then sometimes when you've chosen someone because maybe there is a particular song or movie or this or that really speaks to a moment in your life, they mean something very, very deep to you. Now, what if everything that they embody, their brand, how they move through the world in a socio-economic way, what if all of those things are opposed to your livelihood? At what point will you sit down and go, actually, this isn't serving me. Actually, this isn't going to work. And at the moment, even the most critically thinking, some of the smartest people I know, you bring up certain faves and they go into a state of cognitive dissonance. They can't process the two. Well, don't say that. But there are things that are facts and there are things that are feelings, right? And I respect your feelings, but we're gonna have to deal with the facts. Right? And this is our major problem in our society. The celebrity worship is our major problem because it means that so many other atrocities can go by unchallenged. And we're not just talking in the sense of maybe pop culture. The whole hierarchy or the whole society that we're existing in works to worship. You know, it works in that way. Why do I say that? Whether you can look at different religions, right? And you're still having to deal with these same things. So, think about how many people, I'm going to go there, go to church. Do you go to church for the word of God or do you go for your pastor? Because when somebody tells you now that your pastor's a prick, P squared, you know. When they tell you that your pastor's a prick, you can see your pastor's a prick. But you can't take that because, he knows how to speak in tongues. But he's chopping your money every week. You're still out here down and out, but he's enjoying. Like, there are so many things, narratives that are pushed through religious systems that we don't question. But really, what we're doing there is celebrity worship because you can still access God and still believe in Christ and all of these things without laying your life down for some kind of head of the church that's doing very, very dodgy things. And you're seeing more and more people. And I was really disappointed that in the whole Diddy Higgy Hagger, when that pastor, who's it? I knew his name. I just wanted you to say it for legal reasons. You can tell I've been doing this for a while. So it might be the pastor that you mentioned. But I was disappointed that people they found it more salacious that, it could be homosexuality, as opposed to the fact that we're talking about trafficking. We're talking about trafficking. How have you moved to homophobia and you're disregarding what we're talking about here, which is the actual issue? There's no issue over there. The issue is here. But people were distracting themselves, making all of the jokes, and I just thought, this is why we keep falling at the hurdles, because we're not serious about what we should be serious about, right? And so I look at those things and I think that whole shenanigan needed to happen so the church could reckon with the inherent homophobia that's there, right? Because you'll be blasting all of his sermons, oh my God, he speaks so much truth. And now that they're saying that, he's hanging out with Diddy, is he still speaking truth? Because you love them sermons 7 a.m. in the morning before. Like, now what? Because it's something to consider. And even in terms of Jesus, it really, really upsets me how, from what I've read of the Bible and all of these other things, people have even stolen Jesus' personality. My guy was out here flipping tables. He would flick his hair. Well, I don't think he had long hair. But he was like, no. Feet were getting washed with hair. He was into the kinks. But no, behave. But what I'm saying is, all jokes aside, because I know you love your Jesus, all jokes aside, Jesus was a radical. And he hated how the system was mistreating the people to the point where he got vexed, rolled up, and he was like, this is what you're doing in my father's house. Like, he was on this thing. So how have you made him a Jesus that just sits by the side and it's like, oh, well, I'm going to let my father fix it. Like, I don't know why he's Cockney. But, you know, what happened there then? You know? And so people started worshipping the man and not the message. Right? And so we do that a lot in society. You decide on this this iconography, and you're just like, this is it. This is it. I don't care what I hear that disproves what I'm seeing. I'm only believing in this thing. If we are going to save ourselves, we have to be willing to reconsider our whole sort of thinking when new information is presented to us. And so there's a lot of heartbreak that's going to happen, you know, over the next few months. So much heartbreak because we're going to have to let our darlings die. You know, when they say kill your darlings when you're writing a story, you're going to have to just accept that no matter how much I love this person and how much I've loved this, that, and the other, this is not okay. And so therefore, where am I going from here? And that isn't to make you sad. It's just to bring out the power that's inherently in all of us. And our power has been stolen from us because imagine, people can sit in Parliament, they can sit in Downing Street, and they can come up with anti-protest bills. They can come up with all of these things. And there's more of us than them, but we'll go, oh yeah, I guess that means I can't protest. I mean, we're still showing up in the streets doing what we're doing. But for the most part, a small group of people come up with rules that we have to abide by, that they're not abiding by. And then we're just sitting here having it. The only way that could happen is if we don't actually know of the power that we have because we've been convinced otherwise. So that's the first, look at me talking and that was the first card, child. What's this card? Yeah, see, it's like they knew I was just gonna keep talking. 5 of Cups comes up and the 5 of Cups speaks about regret and disappointment, and it's here exactly for that reason. Sit with the disappointment that you feel about the people, not just the celebrities and things like that, but sit with the disappointment that you feel with, it might even be family members. You know, like it's that thing about like, oh, my dad's a great guy, I love my dad's so great. How did he treat your mum? Oh, well, see, that's interesting because because that means you're about to tell me something, especially when it comes to astrology, I look at people's charts, right? So I'm looking at a chart and I'll see that there's some kind of tension, like there's a negative impact or a detrimental impact that somebody's maybe parental figure, likely the father, has on this person and how they operate in relationships. And you might say to them, what was your father like? Oh, he's my favorite person in the whole world. He was just so great. He was just so great. What was he like to your mum? Oh, they had their differences. Okay, what does that mean specifically? Oh, well, he wasn't particularly nice to her. So even though he was nice to you, you saw him not being nice to your mum. And so a part of you's logged that. So then now if you're saying to me, oh, I'm struggling with relationships and I keep choosing this kind of person, right. So, but what did you see that's similar to these kind of people that you keep choosing or you keep gravitating towards? Because we're always telling ourselves the same story and just casting different people to tell that same story. So the only way we're going to be able to move forward is to let go of the story, right? Choose a new story. That way we can recast. And that we've got to do that in every facet of life. I don't believe in the lesser of two evils, that this, even we're talking about politics, like we only have these two parties to choose from because that's the way that it's always been. 2020 showed us that anything can change at any more fucking time. Right? And you've got to be ready for things to change. Like, when we were all in lockdown and doing all of them things, look at how policies changed overnight. And then everyone's back outside again. And that's how they're distracting people, because you're here. But no, we're back outside. And a lot of times we're not doing things talking in this way. We're out distracting ourselves. And if we're distracted, then we're not going to mobilize and ask for the things that we need to ask for. When we look at... for instance, America. Oh my God, if Trump gets back into power, it will be the worst. What's that raggedy hoe doing, Biden? Like every day, that one will drag himself up and be glitching on the mic. But that's allowed. He'll be saying the most horrendous things. You lot said you wanted Kamala Iwedu to come and be... You said you wanted her to, she was going to be vice president, she was going to be doing this, doing that. What was the first thing she said to the people that were trying to come into America? Don't come. And she said that in such a, don't come. Like, it was such a loving thing to say. What do you mean? What do you mean? So we are being asked to imagine something different. What does liberation look like to each of us in this room? We're not exercising our imagination enough to imagine something different, right? And until we do that, we are only going to have evils to choose from, right? Because we've locked ourselves into a false dichotomy in that it's either this or that, when there's a myriad of things all around that. We can have different options. And we can definitely have a more equitable, egalitarian society should we want one, but it's going to require some people to let go of the things that they think they should, have. I love a cute Nike shoe. Maybe Nike has to go, All of them have to go. And it is where it is. So it's about looking at yourself, because I think that people can become self-righteous. They go to tutu marches, they shout up and down, and they're angry all of the time, and they think that that makes them a better activist than you. But what I'm saying is that there are different ways to protest. You can't go out. Let's say that that's not your vibe. For one reason or another, you don't want to be out in them streets in that same way. But one person that was on a panel with recently, Toyin, he made a very, very great point when he said, okay, so your thing is just not marches, but you work at the housing office, right? And then you see somebody's case come by your desk, and you look at that situation, and you know that if you don't let them through, somebody else isn't likely to let them through. So you stamp the thing, let it go through. There are subversive ways to protest, to shift what we have. Like, nobody, wherever you work, whatever you're doing, there is a subversive way for you to challenge the powers that be. And I'm tired of people going, I'm going inside the establishment to change it from within, but all you're doing is drinking champagne, you motherfucker. Let's see what the other card is. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is usually about, it's literally, the guides are just helping, and what we're talking about stays with the cards that are coming out. The Four of Pentacles is about not holding too dear to what we think our material possessions are. It's usually the thing that you can't hold with your hand that matters the most. Obviously, I'm not saying that you can go and pay your landlord with just my energetic frequency. You're 3 months behind. Hear this, though. I was listening to Andre 3000's Flute album, raised my frequency, and I just feel like when Jupiter and Uranus conjunct, holler at me. They'll be like, if you don't get that money, ho, you're out of here. But not holding on too tightly to the material things. I think we've become very, very preoccupied with sort of defining ourselves by the things that we have, and we're only going to have them for so much longer. And I think that's why I was even inspired in terms of my hair with the cowrie, because there was a point when we weren't using coins and things like that. There were different ways to trade with each other. You can skill swap different things. We have to learn a way of trading with each other that's kind of outside the system, that challenges the system. And that way we make sure that people are benefiting. You might have something that I need, I've got something that you need. All right, let's swap then. Let's barter, let's swap, let's do this. We've got to start seeing each other, not being scared to kind of like look each other in the face. It really, really matters. I've got this exotic Cancer deck. What do we have here? Three of Wands, yeah. Collaboration. Well, I don't know if I can show you this image, but she's got a bomb out. But Three of Wands is about collaboration and understanding that whatever you put out is coming back in at some point. So what did you put out that's about to come back in for you? Because Pluto in Aquarius is all about people getting got. So what have you put out? I would say like over the last specifically 5 years, that's about to come back to you. Check. Somebody made a face. You better go and apologize. You better go and apologize. And Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is about deep depression, deep sadness, deep grief. And this one I really, really resonate with because I've been through quite a lot recently, an extreme amount recently. And I was surprised by how ready I was to be able to handle things. And it wasn't something that I felt like I necessarily now needed to be sharing with my friends and doing all of this, but I saw myself sort of being like, okay, I've got this. I've got this. And I think what's helped me was, therapy sessions I'd had before, the ayahuasca retreat, all of these like different modalities that I'd explored allowed me to release some baggage that meant that when the challenges came, it just didn't like push me down. I was just like, this is terrible, but we'll be okay, we'll be all right. And I think that why I'm saying that to us is that we have to be able to face our grief, the grief that we know of. There's some that are deeply held in the crevices of our being that we're just still, is still making itself known to us. But there's grief that we do know that we need to be able to sit with. And I know that that's hard in a society that wants you at work all of the time. Like, when I think about friends, loved ones, they've experienced bereavements and things like that, and it's like, oh, back to work. Why don't we have a space where we can just let people grieve, right? And also, in terms of our friendships, your friendships mean sweet fuck all. To me anyway, if you say that this person's my friend, that you can't sit in grief with them just for a moment. It's not like maybe you can be there all of the time. You don't have to even talk about the particular thing, but just be there. That makes all of the difference. So as we go about community building, we have to look at who are our grief workers, who are our joy makers, because the grief workers and the joy makers might not necessarily be the same people, but we have to be in community together so we can switch, ready to go over there, and we can work with each other. We all have superpowers. And I really, really mean that. There is something extraordinary about each of us that we are able to contribute to the collective. But first, we have to be able to see it within ourselves, like really sit with ourselves and understand what that is, and slowly, slowly be able to share parts of it with boundaries with the collective. So I feel like overall, that is how we move through the next sort of 12 months. We have to really deeply be in community with each other, but first and foremost, know who we are and what we're carrying before, we really like immerse ourselves in that, because people can become very distracted and they say that their work that they're doing is about the community, but it's really not, They're just looking for somewhere else to kind of weaponize their power, yeah? So I hope that helps. Thank you. Ooh, I did not know the tarot was going to be that long. Anyway, but we started slightly late, innit? So we've got time. All right, so I wanted to move on to share your magnificence. Are you ready? Yeah. Right, so some people, if they can join me, I think maybe about... Are there any Mancunians here? Yeah, if they're the ones from actual Manchester. Because I had a live show in Manchester before and people were very noisy and chatty. So if you're... Okay, so... Anybody not from Manchester here? No, I won't be mean. Anybody from New York here from a podcast? Oh, but do you have a podcast? Oh, no, okay. I was just checking in case anyone wanted to heckle me from the audience. Actually, I'm going to talk about that because this is my live show and I'm going to share my feelings. And since some of you have not joined the Kaleidoscope, I'll give you a minute with that one. For the last few live shows, I'm really proud of today's live show because we had a few challenges, bumps, scrapes along the way. But to be here with you all today shows me how worth it all is. Like, this is my magnificence for me and for you because there are people who show up for me time and time again. When I say I look at the audience and I can see familiar faces, I'm just so proud that we've made this journey from the first podcast all the way to here. And it really, really pleases me. But yeah, for the past few live shows, I haven't enjoyed them. I have not enjoyed them. Obviously, I deliver a great show. Let's be guided. But I haven't enjoyed it. I haven't felt this comfortable in a while because there was always something happening. And I was listening to the Chani app, the astrology app, on my way here. Well, not on my way here. I was ironing my clot. And she was talking about, what were you doing this time last year? And how have you grown since this time last year? And exactly on this date last year, I was in New York doing the live show. And I wouldn't have started the live show had it not been for the Read podcast. I love, listening to Kid Fury and Crystal and everything. I saw their framework and I said, we don't have anything like that in the UK and this is what I want to share. So I started out and I always reference them and I just love what they've done. Crystal came to the live show in New York, bought a ticket, wanted to support, fine, but she was very drunk and very high when she came to that live show. I'm not saying it to be rude, I'm saying like it's an actual fact, she was gone, right? And those who were listening or who were there know this. And so she was there, sat near the front because I had two of her friends as my special guests at the live show in New York, and she was heckling the whole time. And she was just like, here I am, do you like Great British Bake Off? This is my British accent. Doing that the whole time, and to the point where I could see how uncomfortable it was making the audience members because they felt really distracted. They couldn't enjoy it because it was just chaos. And at some point, she ended up having a mic because somebody who's not here gave her one. But so she ended up getting a mic, and she was just being really, really like disrespectful. But again, you would never tell with me because I just keep everything neutral. I could be seeing something happening to the right of my eye that I'm like, when I get off this stage. But, I kept it neutral, did what I needed to do, but I hated that my moment that I spent big money for, because also everything I do is self-produced. I paid for this venue, I paid for everything that's happening. Live show in New York, I paid for the venue, paid for everything, paid for my team to go with me, to do all of it. I knew by going to New York, I was going to be at a loss financially, but it was still important to go in order to keep going with the vision that I had in my mind. For then somebody to then come who I actually admired for what they'd done with their thing, to sit there and start heckling in the audience because the attention isn't on you for once. Fam, you have over on average 100 or something thousand listeners per week. I'm not touching you on my best day. So why would you then come to this cute little situation and mess around with it? Until this day, I haven't received an apology because maybe she just thought what she did, there was no real issue. And we all went out for something to eat afterwards, but it just didn't sit right with me. And I think that that's how I knew I'd grown, because we went out, everyone was chatting, but I felt very annoyed. But I was still like, oh, but you should just be here because it's so cool. And so now, as the years, that year passed, I looked at it and I was just like, no, I didn't like it, and I'm actually going to say that I didn't like it, and I think a lot of us have to be able to do that. It's not cool. It's just not cool. So, yeah, thank you. So I feel like that was the last live show. Then we had the book launch in September, and I enjoyed that, but I didn't enjoy the production team that I was working with. I'm just going to put everybody's cards out on the table. Those who are on Kaleidoscope, this is not new to you because I've been cussing and dragging on that website. But I didn't enjoy it because, again, it was like nobody was listening to me. I might be a first-time author, but I'm a bad man from early, So if I'm saying that I know the people that are going to show up for me, maybe I should sign books before, and everyone's like, oh, are you sure? We've never had that done before. I see people signing books beforehand all the time. What do you mean? But then nobody listened, and now there's a fuck off line, and then people had to leave the queue because they're like, I'm not going to get to the front of that before this venue shuts. And so all of these things were kind of indicators for me, external factors that were taking me back to my core to tell me, girl, stand up. You stand up for yourself, and just, if you know something, you know it. That's it. So I say all of that to say, 2 slaps on my chest. This is my villain era. But it's funny. Did you see that tweet where someone was like, the eldest daughter will say this is her villain era, and all she means is that she's setting boundaries? No. Oh, my God. That was so spicy. Did you see me? I looked them in the eye and I said, no. And your friends are like, okay, girl. But it matters. It matters to be able to kind of own the fact that it's not easy doing all of this. And I see people who have like companies and brands and things behind them to be able to do this sort of thing, or the conversations are more mainstream so they can do this sort of thing. But I know what I want to speak about. And I know that if I'm going to bet on anybody, I'm going to bet on myself. And so I'm thankful that you all joined me in this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So my first Magnificence goes out to Sarah. So there's a little girl called Sarah. She's 11 years old. It says here, an 11-year-old author from Croydon. I know some of you are from Croydon, I'm sorry. An 11-year-old author from Croydon has published her 4th book and pledged to give all the proceeds to charity. Sarah Kitto released her latest book, Amma and the Lost Key, at Croydon Library in Catherine Street, South Croydon, last week, Saturday. The schoolgirl raised £800 from the sales, which she said will go towards Centrepoint and the Wednesday Club at the West Croydon Methodist Church, both of which support homeless people in Croydon. Sarah said, I am a young writer on a mission to inspire other children with my books and interesting stories. My mission is supporting the vulnerable in our society. The money that I raise from my books helps support vulnerable people. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Amma and the Lost Key is based in Ghana. The story follows Amma, a young and adventurous girl, as she unlocks the secrets behind the mysterious key. Promising unimaginable wealth, the key holds the potential to change Amma's life forever. But as the book continues, Amma learns valuable lessons about the power of unity in a land of gold. Funds from Sarah's 3 previous books, The Friendship Club, Sarah Kitto's coloring book, and Lindsay and the Blue Fox, have been used to support the renovation of a library at St. Paul's Basic School in Tema in Ghana, Sarah said. Since writing the books, published by Conscious Dreams Publishing, Sarah has heard from other young authors inspired by her achievements. Sarah's father, Albert Kitto, said, I have seen Sarah grow, and it is amazing seeing her doing all of these things. As parents, one thing we have learnt is to allow the children to follow their dreams as you guide them with love and all the needed support. So I hope that we can get Sarah's book to support her thing. So 2 slaps on your chest, Sarah. You're way too young to be listening to this podcast, but I hope that there's an uptick in sales and you might never know where it came from. That's fine. But maybe Albert can listen, her father. So I just really wanted to share that because I thought, wow, she's 11 and she's getting on with things, and you tell big greyback adults, come and put your money, redirect your funds this way. And they're like, oh, no. When I've blown, when I've really done the thing, when I've reached the height of my career, then I'm going to start. Anyway. And so then my other Magnificence goes out to all the states that are coming together to recognize Palestine. And overall, why I think this is important is that it's important in a literal sense, but it's also it's important in a metaphysical sense as well. Like, if people don't see you, are you sure you exist, right? And when people pretend not to see you or don't see you, when atrocities are committed against you, who's going to be able to, witness? Who's be able to bear witness and to offer a balm or to offer protection? Right? Or advocacy. It's important for these states to recognize Palestine. It is very, very important that they do so. So I love that more and more. I don't see Britain there. I don't see Britain there. Very interesting. So it says here, Ireland and Spain have reiterated their intention to forge an alliance of countries that will soon recognize Palestine as a nation state. The 2 leaders, the 2 premiers, had held bilateral talks in Dublin to inject momentum into a diplomatic offensive inside and outside of the EU. Recognition of Palestinian statehood is coming much closer, they've said, and when the time is right, he said, without giving a timeline or naming the other countries. When we move forward, we would like to do so with as many others as possible to lend weight to the decision and to send the strongest message. He goes on to say some next things that I don't agree with, so I'm not going to read that. The main thing is free Palestine. Yes. And to me, that's all there is about that. But there are numerous, I'm seeing that more countries are coming together. And I also like, Iran's energy as well. They're just like, everybody's like, you can get, I've been waiting to get right up your ass. I'm going to deal with you today. I like that. There's people that have pent up energy and they're like, oh, Charisse, come on. I've been waiting on Charisse. So they're ready. So I love that. Because while the powers that be, again, what we were saying about if you appear to be small and disparate, you all come together. You actually make a bigger entity than the ones who see themselves as our big boys. And so, yeah, I think that really matters. But those are all my magnificences before I make someone cry. Let me see. No, those are definitely all of mine. Yeah. Oh, and obviously my team. So in the last, I would say, 10 minutes or so, I would like some of you to join me on stage. Who's got the mic down here to share your magnificence? Or if you'd like to do it where you are, if that's easier for you, we can do that. So, and you've got 1 minute. Who's got a timer? You got a timer? Yep. Rahima's got a timer. I won't make any jokes. All right. So, 1 minute, your magnificence, go.
Hi, I'm Taya. I was here at the last live show. Not here, but Peckham. Basically, I think it's important that I tap into my body. Yeah. Sometimes I can feel dissociated. Yeah. And I said it the last time at your last show. You always create such a safe space so I can just forget about the shit that's happening outside. So if that's a word to anyone, forget about your shit, man. We're here, innit? For a few hours, just chill out, innit?
Yeah. Thank you. All right, next person. Oh, we've got someone all the way up front here as well. Yeah, so back there and then up front here.
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. Hey, baby girl. Hey. I want to give a shout out to myself because I have done things that I have never thought I would do, like come here to a live show because I have anxiety. So this is a big deal for me. And I'm also speaking to loads of people, and I haven't freaked out yet. I haven't had a panic attack yet, so this is a good thing. So yeah, just shout out to myself because I deserve love and happiness and everything in this life and the hereafter. And free Palestine.
Okay. And there's one at the front over here. Oh, Craig, yeah. Oh, of course you'd want to come on the stage. What's all this then? Hey, my love, how are you? Mwah, lovely to see you. Here you go.
Hey, everyone. So I'm going to try and keep it brief. My show, Huh? Cardo, be careful. I just want to share my magnificence to all of the women in my life, and more specifically to my mom and my aunt. They're not going through a great time, more specifically my mom at the moment. And despite the fact that she's had the shit thrown at her in every way, shape, and form, she still has the energy to call me and just make sure that I'm still living and doing all of the things that I am. And I think that for me, it's just one of those points where I just need to I usually come in here and tell this person, oh, they need to suck out, they need to do this. But actually, it's really nice to just be grateful to the people around me. So I say that to my mom, my aunt, yourself, my friends. Just thank you. So that's my magnificence. So yeah, thank you. Thank you. Also, this outfit.
Thank you. Thank you. Over here, and yes, over there. Yes, well, yeah.
You're going to say?
Oh, you're going on. You said they're going to see this outfit, baby. I didn't come all the way from LA to just give my answer from the audience. Hey, boo! Yes! How are you? Good. Here you go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Portia. In case you're wondering, is that the same Portia that sends collect you all those emails? Yeah, that's me. Hi. I want to shout out my friends. I'm not going to name the friend who's with me here today in case you don't want to be known, but I would not be here without my community. I've been through a lot of rough shit, and they're the only reason I'm still here today. And in part, I haven't because of you. One of the things, the friend I'm with here today, we bonded over Kalechi. We're always talking about our podcast, always sharing your tarot cards, and I'm a bit shaky right now because I'm ticked off. I'm glad you mentioned the New York thing because I was there. I was there seeing crystalline, all right? And I was ticked off. I couldn't fully enjoy the show either, and I cussed her out that night via email. I'm not going to tell you everything because I'm trying to stay under the minute here. All right. All right. Okay. I have your permission. You heard this. I got her permission. It's on. We're being recorded. So it ticked me off. I'm from Croydon. But I don't live here anymore, and I have a lot of Americans trying to do what they think is a British accent to me. So it really ticked me off to the point that I emailed Crystal and said, this was about Kalechi. You took away her moment from her. You owe her an apology. Instead, you are drunk in the corner, sounding like a reject Mary Poppins about to die from a crack overdose. What the fuck are you doing? And if she hears this, she hears this. Bitch, come find me. I don't care. But I don't play when it comes to Kalechi. Neither does anyone in this room. And if you do, why are you here? But this ain't about you. You can suck out. But yeah. Anyways, back to the positive. This ain't about them. This ain't about them. Shout out to my friends. You know who you are. Shout out to you. I have better friends because of you. I cuss niggas out because of you. That's it.
Well, to be a fly in that email. But you know, like, it's what I was saying earlier. Like, if people don't let you know that they see you, how do you know that you exist? So when that thing was happening, I was like, what? Like, am I imagining? Am I feelings? Until I looked around and people were really, really upset. And then also it made me feel shit because I thought, I fucked it. People paid all this money to come and see me, you know, and be in the audience in New York, and they're not even having a great experience. And that, my work, rightly or wrongly, I take very, very seriously, and it's almost a part of my identity, not in terms of like productivity, culture, and capitalism. It's just like whatever I put out matters to me. So I only want to put things out that kind of impact or influence our frequencies and whatever, our lives in a positive way. And also that shows integrity. And in that moment, I didn't feel like I was showing integrity because I was like, if it was anywhere else, I would have done your dance. Like, but you lot have guns. So I was like, but again, this is what I say. Like, you have to know your limits. Like, know yourself. Do I now want to now be running my mouth in New York? In the big Harple? I said, let me not. But, no, jokes aside, it was just one of those things where you're not in your home turf, like, you know, so mind out. But thank you, Portia. I appreciate you sharing that, and for all of the support you've given me throughout the years. I truly, truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. And we had one more question over here. Oh, two more, and Hannah as well. Well, Hannah definitely, because Hannah was singing for us. But over here first. Where's the mic? Thank you. So two, and then we're done. Okay.
Hi, Kelechi. You
Hi.
don't always have to stand up and say, it's Tani's mum.
Hey!
So Tani's looking after the baby tonight, so she's not here. She should have come. She was going to bring him.
Oh.
Fortunately, she decided against it.
Oh. I mean, there's the swearing, isn't there?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway.
He'll be like, fuck off.
Just to say, thank you for all you do. And if it wasn't for Tani, I would not be a fan. And you will see me everywhere as long as I'm in the country. You were in Grenada when I was there, but I was leaving the day that you came. I missed independence. Well done.
Thank
Brilliant.
you.
Don't worry with all the haters. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's me. Indeed. Thank you again, Kelechi, for having me. For Say Magnificence, I wanted to shout out Francesca Amoda Rivers, who was cast as Juliet on West End with Tom Holland. Because I don't know if you've seen, but the backlash has been abhorrent and Tom Holland has said nothing. So yeah, just to send her that energy and love, because I mean, she deserves it, she's incredible. And get tickets if you can.
Woo! Oh, somebody's like really wanting to ask a question up there in the white top. Yeah. I was not ask a question or share a magnificence, and then we'll wrap up. Yeah.
Hi, Kelechi.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, everyone. You did a reading for me last year about a baby. The baby's here. Yeah, it's my first day out. I sent you a message on Instagram just to say he's here, he's safe, he's absolutely loved, and I want to shout out my family, my two sisters here. I wouldn't have been able to get any of this done without them. All the appointments, shopping, everything, they've gone above and beyond. The delivery, she cut the umbilical cord. I just am so thankful for my family. I'm so thankful for you. You gave me hope when I just couldn't see it for myself. And his name is Josiah. And he is beautiful. He's with his dad right now. And I just want to say thank you so, so, so much for that tarot reading. Thank you for giving me that hope when I didn't have it. Just thank you for being the light when I couldn't see it for myself. And I just want to give you the love, all the love in the world. I want to extend protection. Anybody that comes for you, I will get them. And I mean it. Scorpio rising, Cancer sun, it's all. Capricorn moon. So you know, I'm about that. Wow. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you to my family. Thank you to my mum, everybody. And my community is absolutely amazing, full of amazing women, and I can't thank them enough, so thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Congratulations! Congratulations. Thank you. Wow, how do you all feel? You're like, I don't know, girl, don't ask me questions. Don't ask me questions. But I really, really appreciate you all. It is hot in here. Hot like where Margaret Thatcher is. What is wrong with this mic? It just says things. Let's go and have a breather. Let's have a little interval, and let's be back promptly in 15 minutes. All right, see you in a bit.
It's the Benz Brunani womanist, baby boys, baby girls, you need to hear this. Sit down, receive this realness. Make sure your cup's ready for the tea, we are go sip it, yo. Hot time scalding for your long throats. You might learn something you never know. Collect you fine, and she's one of a kind. Don't say you're mine, say you're mine.
I'm emotional because I feel like we've watched Kelechi for a few years now, and this being the last one just feels, what are we going to do with our Mondays?
That's a good question.
What are we
Listen
gonna do that
back.
Monday?
Listen back. Start from the beginning. Listen to my face.
So 3 things to describe Kelechi.
Authentic. Beautiful.
Stunning.
Talented as fuck. I know that's 2 words, but talented ain't strong enough.
Yes, it is.
So-
It isn't. She's so multifaceted. So a last message for Kelechi, if you could just look at the camera and just say something.
Hey hon, it's me again. Good to see you. I'm just grateful for you. Shout out to you. Like, I'm a better person because of you. I can't say thank you enough. You know how I feel. I've sent you like 57 emails, so.
Feeling?
Oh, this interview started.
Yes,
Oh
this
shit.
started.
How am I feeling? I'm sad, but happy.
So happy. New
Sad-
beginnings.
New beginnings. New beginnings.
Well, 3 words to describe Kelechi, in your words. How would you describe our amazing Kelechi?
Ooh. Bad bitch.
Bad bitch.
Caring.
Caring.
And inspired. Kelechi, well done. Like, the show hasn't even started and there's all these people lining up outside for you. Like, when I say you're a bad bee, you're honestly a bad bee. You genuinely do inspire so many people. I'm so happy that you're doing something for yourself and be like deuces to whatever madness is going on. And I'm just going to share what I want to share and do whatever. So I'm glad that you're happy.
If you had to describe Kelechi in 3 words, what would you say?
Bold, defiant, trailblazer.
If you had a message for her, what would you say?
I'd say thank you for all the gems. Thank you for inspiring so many people, including myself, and for making us think about things differently and making sure that, you know, we put the world to rights and make sure that we make small changes in our communities one step at a time.
And if you had any final words for Kelechi, this is the last show.
Oh my God, no, just keep going, we want more.
Yeah.
I'm really sad, actually, but I'm glad we're here and there's such a huge turnout. But also, I think it's one story stops, another story starts, isn't it? So I can't wait to see what more Kelechi does. There's so much more. She's an actor, director, producer, podcast host, everything. So the world's her oyster, essentially. So I'm not worried.
Exactly.
It's happy. It should be a celebration.
Exactly.
Yeah.
More room for great things.
Exactly.
So if you had final words for Kelechi, what would you?
Final words, Kelechi, you know how I feel about you. I think like you're amazing. You're a leader in our community. You're a leader in the country. Everyone resonates with you. You're talented. You just got to make sure you believe in yourself the way all these people here believe in you. Yeah. So don't let any of the haters or the doubts suppress you. Just remember that you are amazing. People are going to be speaking about you in 100 years' time. Honestly, seriously. I don't say that without meaning it. I really genuinely mean that.
Describe her. What would you say?
Magnificent, sublime, super intelligent, loving, all the love. Oh, just fabulous. Fabulous.
Love that.
All the flowers, all the joy, bouquets in abundance, and continued abundance.
I love that. Thank you so much. What about you?
All right, love. I would say challenging. Beautiful.
Challenging as in she challenges people.
I think she challenges me. She challenges everyone.
Yes.
And when I say beautiful, I mean that sort of, there's that layer underneath that you have to sit still and look and see. And it's really lovely when you get glimpses of it. And Lordy, I think the same as you. It's just abundance of what you deserve, what's coming for you. Because it is coming.
And more.
It's already here.
Yeah.
It's already here. But anyway, I'll see you later, hon.
Oh, I love this. Thank you so much.
Hi, Kelechi. I guess ethereal. They've already done intelligent. But I think, I know, she really embodies everything that I strive to do and be. And I think she just has so much to give the world. And I truly, truly love that. I've really loved the show and I love every iteration of Kelechi, so.
And I actually think she's really important.
Important.
Yeah, I know that
We
sounds
need
weird,
her.
but I think she's really important to everything that's going on.
I love that.
Lioness.
Yeah.
compassionate. She's got that soft side, even though people don't necessarily associate that. There is actually very much a soft side, so I think that's really important to acknowledge.
Definitely, thank you. And
Kelechi is vivacious, she's energetic, and she is inspirational.
we love you, girl. Let us know. 3 words to describe Kelechi.
Okay, 3 words to describe the amazing, awesome Kelechi would be unapologetic, brave, and bold.
Please describe Kelechi in 3 words. What does she mean to you?
God, no. 3 words is not enough.
Give me 10.
But baby girl, we know each other very well. Look here, I am dressed for you. You see me, Kelechi?
Tell him,
I'm coming. Regarde, I came with un robot sound. Tu vois, non? I love you, je t'adore, ma chérie. On va te voir là-dedans, ok? Mouah.
It's the Benz Brunani womanist, baby boys, baby girls, you need to hear this. Sit down, receive this realness. Make sure your cup's ready for the tea, we are go sip it, yo.
And we are back.
You might learn something you never know. Collect you fine, and she's one of a kind. Don't say you're mine, say you're mine.
I love the singing. I love it so much. I heard that some of you were buying drinks instead of buying books. It is well. It is well. So yeah, no, thank you so much. Drinks, books, whatever the case may be. I know it's very, very hot in here. So thank you for that. And I'll be doing the book signings afterwards. Yeah, so if you've got a book you need me to sign, I'll be waiting for you at the desk, at the table there to sign them. So anyway, not us being here, let's get into the thing. So what would be the next segment? So I haven't even been gone that long. What is wrong with you all? We had Share Your Magnificence. What follows Share Your Magnificence? Thank you. It's fine. I know it's been a while, but this is why I'm telling you to join the rest of the girlies. Are the Mancunians talking? Oh, sorry. It's not actually them this time. It's other people. So, yeah. I'm glad that we're here and we're doing this. So now we're moving on to So You Mad. I have some things. So So You Mad is for our pop culture stuff, our bits, our bobs. And I feel like, was there an episode when I talked about Lewis Hamilton moving to Ferrari? There was an episode. Okay, you're like, yes, don't you fucking dare bring Formula One into this holy place. But I will say, absolutely bun Mercedes, because I don't know what's going on right now. It's a very, very disappointing season. And I was saying to the people, because I've got, in the members area, there's a live chat, so you can chat away and start message boards and do all sorts and private chat and all of those things. And we said that we'd live chat when one of the races was on, but there's genuinely no race that I want to live chat, because all I'm going to write is what the fuck. Just constantly what the fuck. So, but it's there, so that's that. So let's get into it. So for So You Mad, you and I must make a pact. We will bring straw flinging back. Whenever you try me, straws will be there. I love! Why am I singing this? Because British museums are loaning back. Now I don't even know why I'm hot. Is it the fact that the heaters or the radiators are on in here, or is it this subject? But let's really get into it. So it says here, the UK has returned dozens of artifacts looted from what is today Ghana, more than 150 years after they were taken. Some 32 gold and silver items have been sent on long-term loan to the country by the Victoria and Albert Museum, also known as the V&A, and the British Museum. They were stolen from the court of the Asante king, known as the Asantene, during the 19th century conflicts. Conflicts is such an interesting word. 19th century conflicts between the British and the powerful Asante people. The objects are expected to be returned to the current king on Friday. His chief negotiator, Ivor Ajiman Dua, told the BBC that the objects are currently in safe hands in Ghana ahead of them being formally received. The safe hands, are they white? You know, in Ghana, it'll be like, yeah, we're going to hold on to it before we give it to you blacks. One moment. They are due to go on display next month at the Mania Palace Museum in Kumasi, the capital of the Ashanti region, as part of the celebrations to mark the silver jubilee of the current Asante king, Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. In January, it was reported the long-term loan deals would be to return items had been agreed. Among the returned artifacts are a gold peace pipe, a sword of state, and gold badges worn by the officials charged with cleansing the soul of the king. The gold artifacts are the ultimate symbol of the Asante royal government and are believed to be invested with the spirits of former Asante kings. One of the special advisors to Ghana's culture minister previously said that it was pieces of ourselves returning. The loan, which was negotiated with the king and not with the Ghanaian government, will last for 3 years. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. It will last for 3 years with the option to extend for a further 3 years. The Victoria and Albert Museum is lending 17 pieces and 15 are from the British Museum. Both museums have said they are delighted to have been able to have returned the objects on loan as part of an important cultural collaboration. Some national museums in the UK, including the V&A and the British Museum, are banned by law from permanently giving back contested items in their collections, and loan deals such as this are seen as a way to allow objects to return to their countries of origin. The return of the Asante items comes a month ahead of celebrations marking the Silver Jubilee. The Asante people built what was once known and what was once one of the most powerful and formidable states in West Africa, trading in, amongst others, gold, textiles, and enslaved people. The kingdom was famed for its military might and wealth. Even now, the Asantene shakes hands on official occasions. He can be so weighed down with heavy gold bracelets that he sometimes has an aide whose job it is to support his arm. Europeans were attracted to what they later named the Gold Coast by the stories of African wealth, and Britain fought repeated battles with the Asante in the 19th century. In 1874, after an Asante attack, the British troops launched a punitive expedition in the colonial language of the time, ransacking Kumasi and taking many of the palace treasures. Wow. Some countries laying claim to disputed artifacts fear the loans may be used to imply they accept the UK's ownership. However, these types of agreements are seen by others as a way for Britain to confront the cultural legacy of its colonial past, whilst also building better relationships for the future. So I know what I would say. But do I have a correspondent in the audience? Yes, all right, your hand was up, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. I need someone to join me on stage is the thing. I need a correspondent. Why are you scared? Yes, where's Nicole? Where's that mic? Thank you. Let's get Kay this mic over here. Thank you. Kayode.
Hi.
I love this mesh situation.
Thank you. I like to show nakedness. But tastefully.
Yes, likewise.
I know, we vibe. We get it. We get it. We get it.
The shine suit.
Shine suit. Show breasts.
You show breasts and we've got it. That's what us Yorubas like to do. Us Yorubas.
I'm only half. I'm sorry.
That's fine because I'm only half too. So, how are you doing, even?
I'm good. I've changed jobs. My last apartment was wild.
Did they sort out the things?
Sorry?
Did they sort out the things?
What things? I'm confused.
With the society people.
Oh, those people. I'm just watching, waiting for their downfall. It's really, really funny. So, like, the people who know, like, my babes over there, like, we read the emails and we just, like, send screenshots to each other. We're just laughing because some organizations that have been around for, like, 100 years, they're... Let me not say too much because legal, yada, yada,
Because they're watching you.
They are, and I find it really, really funny because I'm just like, lol, this is dumb, this is dumb, this is dumb, this is how this is going to play out. And yeah, just watch out for healthcare in the UK in a couple of,
So for those who don't know and haven't been keeping up with the baby boy, Kayode is a brilliant, really, really involved doctor and challenging the status quo, challenging the injustice within the healthcare system. And some people just don't rate it, and it's really weird that for calling out injustice, people just want to try you. So we appreciate the work that you do, and I feel like hospital wards are safer knowing that somebody is like you is there and cares so deeply about what's happening in the world. So thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Anyway, so how do you feel about that? Like, I mean, I'm so excited about saying this phrase. So playing devil's advocate, I mean, let's be serious. It's in law now, so how are they going to challenge the law? If they can't give it back permanently because it's the law.
I just feel like they've done really well. They've tried so hard. It's so kind, like 3 whole years. I think my favorite part is that they looted it and they're lending it back after looting it. So I think it's great that they're lending your own property back to you.
But and this is another thing for me, all jokes aside, like, what does it mean? What does law mean? You know that what you did is wrong, so what does it mean that it's entrenched in law? You can overturn the law.
They don't want to. Like, you alluded to it with the spirit bit. So not everyone is necessarily a woo-woo person, but everybody knows that different things have different significance to different people. So if you know, even if you don't believe in spirituality and all that kind of stuff, you know that what you're doing hurts because it's of value to that person, but yet you're still choosing to hold on to it because you think you can. All I know is, I know Ghanaian people, I'm not Ghanaian myself, that thing ain't coming back.
But that's what worries me. Like, they're not scared. I would be really scared to take something that I've been told has spiritual significance. I would scared to take anything, but you've told me that it has the spirit of former kings. And that's what I'm always saying all the time. You're like, sweet Caroline, or it's coming home, it's coming. Omar, hear me and hear me well. That thing is not coming home. You can kick ball from morning till night. As long as the God that I serve is twerking in the sky, you'll not smell that trophy. Return the things to other people's homes, and then your thing can come home. How can you say you invented a sport and every 4 years, everybody's bodying you at the sport? That is mad. Are you not embarrassed? Oh yeah, well, it's the beautiful game. It's looking ugly on you. I can't, and I feel like this dissonance happens every year when England's playing and suddenly everybody that's been trampled on by this society, by this country, they're like, yeah, England, I get it, because you're like, oh, but there's black players and I want to support them and I want to do this and I want to do that. But I'm like, I just can't bring myself to join when the moment them lot miss a penalty or something, suddenly is like you're sending bear monkey emojis. So why do you deserve the best of me? Why? And so, yeah, I just, in a nutshell, I don't want it to ever come home.
It's never
I feel
coming
like
home.
It's the final show. I can say what I want. I never send this. Is it Gareth Southgate? Whoever's the one that's managing that team. I never want it to come home until we receive our things, right? And even when the women were winning things, as problematic as I find Eni Aluko, they were horrible to her. They were horrible to other, lionesses and things like that. Even when they were playing Nigeria and one of them stomped? And people are, oh, that's just the game. You don't get it, you bitch. It's about unity, bitch. It's like, okay, fine. I guess that's unity. But it really, really bothered me that people didn't really see an issue with a black woman or dark-skinned black woman being trampled on, and and it's like, oh well, it's just the way it is. It's the sport, and I'm meant to celebrate that they've won something. It just feels very yucky to me. But in terms of this gold returning, I say that, and I say that in jest, and I say it not in jest. Britain is crumbling.
Yeah, it is, and I think Killmonger was right. I think I'm not advocating stealing or theft.
But is it stealing if it was once yours?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's not stealing. I come into your yard tonight. And you've got some nice plates from Ikea. And I take them. I take your plates, your umkleks. I take it to my house. I'm having a great time with them, and you're like, Kelechi, you stole my umkleks. And I'm like, but it's a gorgeous plate. I like it, and I like the sound, umklek. And I'm keeping it. Kelechi, you really need to give it back because this was horrible. Even how you took it, you like kicked down my sofa. The thing was, erected, you turned it back into a flat pack. This is not great. And I'm like, you know what? Fine, I understand. How about I give you your plates back for one night in the week?
That's so kind.
Right? And so I think this is what we were saying earlier. When the Seven of Cups came up as one of the tarot cards, we are being socialized, and through this kind of culture of consent, we're being socialized to agree with something that is wild. And we've been doing so for centuries, agreeing to things when in reality, if you just use your mind without anybody else's influence, you know that this thing is wrong. So why are we participating in something that is just ridiculous? I saw something beautiful today. On, the page No Small Talk. If you're not following, you should follow. It's like a social justice page. It's really wonderful. And they reposted a tweet that was on Muskie's site. And it said, an immigration raid is happening at this address. Everybody get down and try to stop it. And everybody rolled up and stopped it. And I love that. Because together, they don't stand a chance. Together, when we get together, they don't stand a chance. You can't just come and grab people up because, but they're immigrants and they didn't come here legally. Did you go anywhere fucking legally? If we don't know. When we talk about legality and we're talking about law, I would argue that the English, even any imperialist entity, they don't actually know what law is. They don't know what law is, they don't know what legality is, and they don't know what sovereignty is, right? And so all we're seeing are deeply refracted representations of what it means to be lawful and what it means to be sovereign. Because ultimately, firstly and foremost, we have to have self-sovereignty, and that's something that we're denied. And we have to be able to govern ourselves, and that ability has been taken away from us. So I just think it's wild that you're preaching civility. When have you ever been civil? There are people who are sleeping on the streets right now, and they wouldn't want to be. Some people, fine, but a lot of people do not want to be sleeping right now. They would like to have shelter. And you've got one nasty cow talking about we're gonna, we're gonna fine them, we're gonna imprison them for experiencing homelessness. You're gonna do that. You know that we live in a very nasty society when we criminalize those who, through no fault of their own, are not socioeconomically robust, right? And what does it say? You know the sign of a good society by how well it treats its most vulnerable people. And so if we're going by that metric, Britain is in the dirt, like the absolute dirt. With that being said, I feel like we are also having a mental health crisis across the board. And I feel like this needs to be said because as much as I appreciate so many of you showing up in this room today, I know that quite a few of us are not okay. And yet everyone's pushing forward because by the time you're trying to make your way into the system to get the help that you would hope that you would require, it's not funded enough. It's not funded enough. The people who are meant to be helping us are not being helped. And so then when we're seeing all of this playing out in the streets, then it's like, oh, gang violence, crime. But how are you looking after these people to stop the cycle in the first place? So I feel like I really went on there for no reason, but it just gets my back up.
Can I add something? Yes. So there's this organization, entity called NHS Practitioner Health. So it helps NHS workers, doctors, nurses, everyone who's experiencing any sort of mental health issue. They can be referred to that service. And obviously, in this government's wonderful, wonderful mind, they thought, you know what, we're getting rid of it.
What?
So this was announced yesterday. Wow. Yeah, it was announced yesterday. Wow, I'm giving rights to your MP talk. But yeah, but I do genuinely think it's a genuine lifeline for so many NHS workers. Like, people aren't being paid enough anyway. They're stressed at work. Like, you're dealing with like lots of really vulnerable people. That takes its toll on you. And one of the few good things about working for the NHS is this entity, the practitioner health entity, where people can go get that mental health support, is been taken away. So they can't refer any new people to the service, and within the next 12 months, the whole thing gone. So, like, the people who are looking after us also need to be looked after. So if you have it in your heart, like, write to your MP and just say, you guys are mad, you need to look up. No, you are. They are mad. But you need to look after the people that you are that you want to look after you. I say look after you because they're not expecting to go to the NHS for their own health needs, so they don't care. They're going to go private anyway. So, it can't run. It's not good.
Thank you, Kayode. Thank you. Well, thank you for joining me for that segment and being my correspondent.
Thank you. It's like the Daily Show.
Thank you. Nicole will grab the mic from you on there. Thank you, Jamila. Thank you. Well, there you have it. New information. And what did I say about new information? You don't even remember. Look at you. But if I said everybody on mute, you'd be like, Sorry. Don't want to upset the zzz. Now, I would have saved this for Straw of the Week, but I actually want to make Straw of the Week more about you. Not you, as in I'm giving you the straw, but I'm like saying that you could. Oh, no. But I want you to get your time for Straw of the Week. This So You Mad is about the BBC. I think it's BBC Africa. I'm not going to cuss, I'm not going to cuss for various reasons, right? But they posted recently about Bobrisky. And so for those who don't know Bob, let me just check. Does everybody know Bobrisky? Okay. Mummy of Lagos. And I say, oh shit, you say, okay, so you know Bob. Now, don't get me wrong. It's like what we were saying earlier about problematic faves and all of this stuff. Like, Bob says some wild things. She says some wild things, I know that. However, Bob was recently arrested and has now been jailed in Nigeria. And I just think it would be really ridiculous and irresponsible of me to not use this platform at this time to draw attention to what's happened. So first and foremost, I'll say to you, the reason that I'm very disappointed in what the BBC did is because of the image that they used of Bob. I could have projected it, but I just don't think it's actually right. I think that's also irresponsible. There are so many images of Bobrisky that you could use, more recent images of Bobrisky that you could use, but they chose a specific one that it was, to me, very transphobic, what they were doing there. And it just doesn't sit right with me. All right, so now let's get into what's actually happened to Bob. They write here, and even they say, Bobrisky, seen here in 2016, has more than 5 million followers on Instagram. So you're choosing an image from 2016, but there are images of Bob right up to 2024, like literally right up to the other day, but you went and chose a particular image for a particular reason. So it says here, one of Nigeria's most popular celebrities, a transgender woman known as Bobrisky, has been sentenced to 6 months in jail for spraying Naira banknotes at a film premiere. And so for those for cultural reference that don't know what spraying is, when we as Nigerians are celebrating somebody or something, somebody's dancing like in the middle, and then we've got dollar notes or bills or Naira, whatever the case may be, and then we're like plastering it on them. You might have variations in different cultures as well. Some cultures, they pin it onto you, for instance, on your wedding day or something. But in Nigeria, we're like, we spray you with the money, so like that, right? To celebrate you, you know, you're great. We've been doing this for years. So Bob went to a premiere to support a friend and started spraying the money. And Bob's been arrested because they said that she stepped on a banknote. So it says here, the judge said Bobrisky must serve her sentence in a male prison. She has not been given the option of paying a fine instead. Throwing money in the air is a sign of appreciation commonly done at Nigerian weddings and celebrations. This is technically an offense as the notes then fall to the ground where they can be trodden on. Rights groups say LGBTQ people often face harassment and discrimination in Nigeria. In February, a cisgender heterosexual actress, Oluwadarasimi Omosheyin, received a similar sentence for the same offense. During the trial, Bobrisky said she hadn't been aware of the ban. Until now, it has been rare for people to be prosecuted for it. So why I feel like I wanted to draw our attention to it this evening is because it's all smoke and mirrors. Multiple things can be true at the same time. So there's also another narrative going on right now that Bob is involved in allegedly some kind of trafficking things where it involves getting young boys or men for governors in Nigeria. I don't know too much about that, but what I do know is that if you can use Bob as an example to get this through, so many other things happen at the same time. So while I need to know more about that particular aspect and what's going on there, that's not what they came at Bob for. What they've said is that it's the stepping on the banknotes. And it's interesting, isn't it, that it's only 2 women that have been gotten for this. If you're bad, why didn't you go for any of the men? Right? But the men can spray money, they can try and tread on it because they're chief, they're big men, like it's fine. But you know that Bobrisky is a vulnerable kind of person within Nigeria, and she has to do so much. No matter how much lip she's given on socials and talking up and down the place, she still has to spend a lot of money and a lot of time to protect herself because of what's happening. So they know, I feel like they can't get Bob on these anti-LGBTQ laws in Nigeria. So they've tried to kind of find another way and be like, we saw you step on a banknote. So we're going to get you like that. And so she has been sentenced, to 6 months in jail. And I think about, what does that mean for a trans person? And the thing, I'm also careful as well. I don't know how Bob particularly would want to identify, but most of the time Bob refers to herself as she. So that's what I'm referring to Bob as, she. And so I just don't know how a trans woman is going to cope in such an environment. And I feel like they did that for a reason, and it's really deeply horrendous. It's just horrible. And we talk about these things being returned to wherever they've been taken from, in terms of like Ghana, Nigeria, all of these, like the Benin bronzes, all of these things. But why don't we give back what wasn't ours? And why I say that is because these horrible anti-LGBTQIA laws are not ours. It came with these imperialist fuckers, and then partly, with the indoctrination that took place in order to take land, in order to take our resources, they also gave us something that would mean that we are forever separated. Because when I look within Yoruba cosmology and I look at how even the Orisha are depicted, there are some Orisha that they're not depicted really in the terms of gender. Even when you look at our language structures, in Yoruba, we don't have he or she. We don't, because who gives a fuck, right? In terms of like, I'm addressing you, the person, so the other things we don't really have time for. So even in our language, we didn't make space for that sort of differentiation. So all of these things, all these sort of quote-unquote anti-buggery laws and stuff was what was brought with Britain with the European colonizers. It was brought to the continent, and then we kind of took it on because they enforced it. And then I find it so hypocritical that then you can then go back to your countries and start waving rainbow flags and talking about Pride Month, this, that. But you know what you did. And then you'll put out sanctions on these countries saying, oh, they're so terrible with their human rights laws as it pertains to the people of the LGBTQ plus community. But who gave them the laws? And now you might argue that, well, they've been gone for a minute, so why don't you just change it, right? But I invite you to think that that's how deeply colonized people can be, where the entire framework of what they know is still modeled on the oppressor. The English legal system is still very pertinent and prevalent within the Nigerian legal system. They're still walking around with fucking white wigs. Are you not hot? I'm hot. Right now I'm hot. And we're not even in Nigeria. And then you wear the black robe and you wear one dirty, stinking white wig. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, we're performing things that we have no business performing. And when, like, specifically the West African countries, because that's what I know more intimately, when we can break away from this foolishness, this nastiness of how we treat those who are marginalized, who are every way that you look at it, us, we are each other. Until we break away from that, we have no hope of ever decolonizing any fucking thing. So I just wanted to share that because I want to say free Bob, but I also need to know what the other things are on top of that. But I think that, like I said, multiple things can be true at the same time. Does Bob need to be in a male prison? No, like, that's wild. You know, there are just, I feel like there's layers and nuances, and I wouldn't sit here and be like, I understand all of the things. But just on that money one, it's bullshit. And it's scary because it's clearly been weaponized against women specifically. And that's something that we should all care about. And this is the thing. If you are transphobic in your heart, you're like, well, it doesn't concern me. Well, they just did it to a cis woman. So it absolutely concerns you. And anything that happens to trans women absolutely has every, probability of happening to you. Trans people across the board. So consider that. That's all I wanted to say about that. So now that I've said that, I now want us to jump to our final segment of the show. Straw of the week, AKA... What happened to you lot today? Final segment, which is? That's good. Your esophagus is working. Yes. So who has a straw of the week it's our final show, right? But I hope I'll see you all at future shows. They'll be much smaller, more intimate. I have got a tarot workshop on the 16th of May. So for those of you, it's very, very limited places, and the tickets actually go on sale on Monday for the tarot workshop. So bring your deck of cards with you, and I'm going to take you through how I read tarot, specifically tarot, how we can read tarot for our own liberation. I know for some of you, it's like, when is my boo coming? When is my boo? I can teach you how to read for when your boo is coming. At night, I think of you. Boom, boom. I want to be your lady, babe. I haven't had a song break in a minute. So, yes, I know that you want to read Where's My Boo, Where's My Boo? But I really want to also teach you how to read Where is My Truth, Where's My Truth, Where's My Truth, right? So, very, very incredibly limited spaces, but tickets go on sale 7 a.m. on Monday. It'll be at the Queen of the South pub in Tulse Hill, South London. So bring a deck of cards with you, because it has to have your energy, and there'll be drinks and nibbles, and I'm going to take you through how you read. But it's going to be a series, because we can't go through the whole deck in one evening, so there'll be a theme for what we're focusing on that evening, and then I'll follow it on with some more, and hopefully you don't have to rely on me to read for you. You can, you do your thing. And it goes for people who even already read tarot. If you just want to have a little bit of my sprinkle to it, come through. So that's by the by. But I hope I'll see you at other shows that aren't State Your Mind shows, because we can leave Suck Your Mum, we can go and do other things. That's where we're headed. So who has a straw of forever? Your forever straw.
Kelechi.
My straw, I'll fling this
We have
one
one upstairs.
straw
Hello.
in your eye.
Hi, Kelechi. Hello.
Hi.
It's like me. Firstly, can I just say thank you so much.
You look so cute.
Thank you. Not my fave calling me cute. But, yeah, so that was number one. Just thank you. Like, I can't even express, like, when your podcast found me, like, don't get emotional. What is meant for you will not pass you by, and I speak that for me, for you, and for everybody here. But moving on to different emotions, my straw of the week, Justin Welby. I'm calling your name. I don't know if everyone here is aware of Justin Welby, but he is allegedly head of a religious organization also known as the Church of England. Yep, and as we know, the Church of England has profited greatly from the slave trade. And that's how they built their wealth. So Justin Welby, in all of his wisdom, do you know how much money he earmarked for reparations in all of their wealth? 100 million. 100 million Great British pounds. It took external people saying, let's add a zero to the end of that. Yes. So that is why he's on my list and is on my Lord's list. Because how can you claim to be religious? So yeah, that amount has allegedly increased to 1 billion, but we'll see where the funds go. We'll see what happens. So yeah, that is my straw of the week, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Here, can't miss this one. Love of my life.
Hi, Kelechi.
Hi.
I love you so much.
I love you.
It's a bittersweet night. So happy to be part of this journey and get to know you on a personal level. And I'm not going to cry by this close. And I'm just so happy to be here tonight. And thank you for everything that you've done for me and everybody in this room and everyone beyond. And I just want to give us my straw forever goes to Israel and all imperialist powers. That's all. Yeah, because it's
short and sweet.
Short and
Simple.
sweet. Short and
If
sweet.
you know,
That's
you
all.
know.
Here, you can have the mic back.
Thank you. Who else? I want to get as many straws as possible. This is your time. You'll be in the final episode of the podcast. I want to just also let you know that. But yeah, I want all of the straws.
Hi, Kelechi. Good to see you again.
Hi.
I'm going to go right into it. My straw of the week goes to Travelodge. Seems a bit random, but quick backstory. So my mum was disabled. She was decanted because the council were redoing her bathroom because it causing flooding. Anyway, when she went in there, she checked in. It was dirty, so she asked them to clean them. The person, the housekeeper, what they did, same cloth, cleaned the windowsill, cleaned the toilet, then cleaned the sink in that order. Yeah. Then she had to move rooms. That wasn't clean. She asked them to clean it. They said they would do it the following day. The following day, they didn't clean it. My mum's got incontinence, so she has to use incontinence pants. As you can imagine, it fills up the bin. Asked them to help her clean the bin and, clean her sheets. They say they don't clean the sheets until every 6 days. And, yeah. And they wouldn't help her to clean her sheets. Instead, they gave her the sheets, said, do it yourself. And they gave her a Hoover and said, vacuum yourself. Yeah. So now I've contacted the CEO's office. I've asked them how they're going to compensate my mum for the distress they've caused her. What they've said to me is basically they can't do anything because of data protection. They can't liaise with me. Obviously, my mum is in distress, doesn't want to do it herself, and she can't physically anyway. So yeah, it's a constant back and forth between them. But anyone here, please do not use Travelodge because I am boycotting them. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. So, not to get in your business, but is it the council that had her put there? That's the flogging. That's the first grade flogging right there. They're the ones that need to get it. No, both of them need to get it, but that one I will first, because I'm so sorry your mum has to go through that. It's disgusting. Like it's oof. I'm sorry. Thank you. I agree with that. So I agree with all the straws of the week. You can throw them. More straws.
Hi, Kelechi.
Hey.
No, down here. Let me stand
Love
up.
your top.
Thank you. Free Palestine.
So
before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much. I mean, we've heaped so much praise on you, but it can never be enough. Thank you so much for just being an inspiration to me, dark-skinned black woman being as fearless and as loud as you are online. It definitely gives me a lot of inspiration to just show up as you are, and whether people accept it or not, this is who I am. So thank you for giving that to us, because it's so important. My straw of the century is for Rishi Sunak and them man. You already mentioned it over there about all the colonial West, the horsemen of the West. They will fall, we know that's coming. But what I want to say, and I'm gonna get very preachy because we are in an election year, right? If you haven't registered to vote, the deadline is, I think, Tuesday, the 16th, yeah? Please, right? We know the rules have also changed. We now need ID, right? So passport, driving license, if you don't have any of that, you can apply for a special voter ID that you can get. Kelechi mentioned this earlier about the whole two-party system. We have been conditioned our entire lives to believe that it's either red or blue, red or blue, red or blue, right? They are one and the same.
Also, fuck Keir Starmer.
Oh my God, absolutely, fuck Keir Starmer.
It was something in my throat.
David Lammy, Suella Braverman, all of them, okay? Kemi Badenoch as well, all of them, right? So the key to remember is we've all been lied to, right? There are more political parties, right? Vote for the one that speaks to you, right? All this, we need to be strategic. No. Who speaks to you, right? I have done the work, and sometimes we need to do a little bit of work and actually look into, who's saying what we need to say. The only political party that I've seen so far that have actually called for a ceasefire are the Green Party, right? And we can talk about all the different policies, but Palestine is the biggest moral issue of our entire generation. I don't care what you say about the NHS. I don't care what you say about policing, education. If you are funding a genocide, nothing else matters. So please use your votes. Do not reward the Labour Party. Do not reward the Tory Party. They are the same party. Please look outside. Engage locally. Please engage locally. That's where it's important. Spoke to a brother earlier. We're going to seat David Lammy. He's gone. He's going, all right? So please, right? Please engage with the political process. It's so important. Thank you.
Thank you, Tops. Thank you. Thank you, Tops. And, you know, it's not the share your magnificence. I keep lip-syncing this mic. It's not the share your magnificence section, but I also wanted to big you up because watching your growth through the years, how you've, with Black Canvas, big up yourself, Demetrius. He's not here today. But yeah, yes. But seeing your growth throughout the years and how outspoken you've become even on these very, very technical issues and speaking from the heart and speaking with so much conviction, I'm in awe of you. I love that for you, and I'm so proud and happy to be walking this path with you. So I had to say that as well. Thank you. Yes, up there, thank you.
Hi, Kelechi.
Hi.
I appreciate you so much, and I thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you. This dress is giving.
Oh,
Not you standing up. You're like, you're going to see this. Yeah, I love it.
But thank you so much for everything that you've done, making Kalechnikov the Pole Studio space, creating the Say Your Mind podcast. It's transformed me. Yes, yeah. It's transformed me in ways that I never knew I could get to, and I'm just so grateful to have somebody like you in my life because you're incredible, and thank you so much. But on the Suck Your Mom, can we just, everybody that makes you feel incompetent doesn't make you feel like you're worthy. You have to keep on talking the things, and you know that you're the thing.
Yeah.
Don't even give any energy to that. Don't even raise your blood pressure for that. Because why? Because why? You do so much, and you, like, for example, I'm a pharmacist, and I had a patient come in today, and he said that he had an infection. I said, oh, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I can prescribe antibiotics for you. I can help you, give you probiotics. He's like, oh, no, but I don't want to take, why did you come? So, because why am I then proving myself? I'm on my uniform, shout out to my sister, she bought me a uniform that says Basira Pharmacist. What? You can't see this? It's in black and white. How can you not see things? And it's like, to give my energy this morning, it's what, 9:32? I haven't even gone to go and get my coffee this morning, and I'm proving myself right now. Like, don't fight to prove who you are because you know exactly who you are. Continue being the bad bee that you are, because the bad bee that you are will continue to get you to where you need to go. So, yeah, fuck all those people that make you feel incompetent.
Thank you. Woo! You said, so many of you in this audience, you were like, my profession be damned. I'm going to give you an outfit tonight. I love it. Thank you. Yes.
Hello, Kelechi. It takes a lot of courage to bow out when the applause is at its loudest. Look at this room packed here. We're all here to see you. And you still have the courage to say, I'm going to move on to other things. You're all still going to keep your attention on me, and I wish you the absolute best with everything you go on to do. Thank you for everything you've already done and bringing us along. And I love us, and that's amazing. Who I'm going to give mine to is the department, it's HMRC, because, yeah.
Same.
No, because there's another Windrush style thing brewing, and all of you will soon hear about it to that extent, where they're literally criminalizing unpaid carers who prop this society up and keep going and save the government and everybody billions of pounds every single year. What the system is if you're an unpaid carer, you get a carer's allowance if you care for somebody for more than 35 hours a week. However, if you say this money is barely enough to, I don't know, buy bread, because that's what it is, it's tiny, it's a pittance, and you get, let's say, a part-time job, if you earn 50p over the allowance, they claw all of it back. So, yeah. So what's been happening is you have to self-report a change in circumstance where you get something on the side where you're earning. People don't always know how much it is or when to do it. And they're basically coming after people, telling them to give back £20,000, making them sell their homes, and giving them criminal records for fraud. that will follow you for the rest of your life because they
Wow.
committed the crime of caring for a loved one, a family member or something. And as I said, more and more of these cases are coming to the fore. And yeah, it's just absolutely terrible. As time goes on, as I said, everybody will hear about it because I'm sure statistically that lady that everybody will have somebody, and as we age, you'll have someone you care for. So, it's just absolutely awful. HMRC suck for that.
Thank you. Agreed. I think we've got time for a few more. Yeah, up there while we're moving the mic down here.
Hi, Kelechi.
Hello.
So nervous now. Yeah, first off, the claps in this room are a testament to. No, I'm so nervous. Just a testament to. Oh God, I got really upset all of a sudden. Just the strength of your word. You encouraged me to be so loud, and it made change in the way I work, in the relationships that I have. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I don't know. Sorry. It's encouraged me so much to realize the power that I have, but also to encourage others to see their own power and to encourage them to have their own voice. And even in the work that I do, and I'm not going to say it on the podcast, it got my trustee fired because of his Zionist fucking his racism, his just deplorable nature, his transphobia. So not just me, but others, it encouraged a movement, within people. So thank you. But to get to the straw of the week, Jesus of Nazareth, my tears. I'm crying. My straw of the week and forever will always be the police. My lovely sweetheart down there took the political class, so I'm going to take the police and just say the people that we have going missing, especially by bodies of water. I know that you've created a platform about that, but it really shakes me to my core that we have so many vulnerable people, but also, all of us can be victims. And I just want to say, forever, the biggest straw will go to the police, who are not here to protect us, who are here to criminalize us, who are here to victimize us. If you look at the rates of domestic violence, all of this, it reminds us that we need to, as you've said so eloquently, we need to protect each other by building communities. And so, thank you. I don't think I said anything.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you so much for that. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you sharing in that way. I agree with you when it comes to the police. That was literally going to be in mine. So you've already, you said it. It is really that. The platform that you're talking about is Asking the Tides. So myself and Bukola. Bukola, are you here? Hi, Bukola. Bukola and I have been putting together this Google Doc to track the Black people who go missing and then they're found by bodies of water, simply because if the police aren't going to do it and try and find a correlation, we have to try and find some kind of correlation. I don't have the skills, I don't know anything, but I'm thinking that because of the platform that I have, people will gravitate towards me who do have the skills, and we can all kind of pool our resources in terms of the skills that we have so we can do some community-focused work. And Missing Black People is already a platform, isn't it? Yeah, and so that's, they're doing amazing work over there, and it's just about collaborating. But to me, it's despicable and disgusting that the police will get there before they've even looked to one, left, look right. They've gone, nothing suspicious about this. How do you know? You haven't fucking checked, right? But let me be Madeleine McCann. It really has to be said, because every year you find new funding for Baby Girl in Portugal, right? And now there's even a case going on where somebody is in court and whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that Madeline doesn't deserve to be looked for, you know, but I am saying, also I know what happened. But I am saying that look at who is seen as the quintessential victim, right? Who is worth searching for year after year to put money. But so a black boy is in Brixton 1 minute, ends up in fucking Epping Forest the next. And then he's in the lake, and all of these other contraindications as well. That means that you should have known that, you know, this person was even more vulnerable and you should have gone out looking for them. Body's found there and you go, yeah, nothing suspicious about that. What the fuck do you mean? What do you mean? You know, and so if it's not suspicious to them, it's fucking suspicious to us. So we've got to, you know, take ownership of that and start doing the work that we need to do to really see each other. It's exactly what I was saying. I feel like that's our theme. If somebody doesn't see you, how do we know that you exist, right? And if we're not really seeing these young black people generally going missing and then specifically being found by bodies of water, we're not seeing it, then how will we be able to prove that this thing exists? So thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. So I feel like we have time for what, 2 more? Oh, wow. Now your hands are flinging up when I'm looking at the time and they're going to kick us out of this place.
Okay. Hi, Kelechi.
Yes. Hi.
I'm down here. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I just firstly wanted to say, I mean, we've heard it again before, but I'm going to say it again. Just so much admiration and thanks and respect to you. I was talking to this brother here during the interval and saying that there have been times when I feel like I've been going insane in this country just because of the madness that guans all the fucking time. And, you know, hearing your podcast every week has felt like a touch point of sanity for me, you know. And I really have felt so much alignment, I guess, in terms of the journey that you've been on over the past year or so, in terms of just really, like, working on yourself and thinking, okay, what are the spaces that I want to be in and be a part of? Who do I want to be a part of my community while, you know, trying to, you know, sort this shit out that we have to deal with? So yeah, I just want to say that I so have so much respect and admiration for you, and just thank you. And we support you always. Thank you. You know, I just want you to know that. My straw forever goes to every single fucker that voted for the Tories in the 2019 election. We had a choice. We had a candidate that actually cared about us, cared about creating a country that was worthwhile, a country that, you know, we could feel proud of, you know. And the madness that has happened over the past few years, it feels overwhelming at times that you just like, I just want to, you know, stay in my bed all day. You know, I can't leave my house because it's just awful. So, yeah, and I think to all of the black and brown people who are upholding that system, you know, the Kwasia, Kwatengs, the Suela, you know, all of them, like, you know, fuck you forever. Seriously, I'm sorry, I have to say it.
So I'll grab 2 more, and I feel that's when we'll call it. So is this the last one from down here, and then one from up here? One from up here, and then we'll come down here. Yeah.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, wow, this is really loud. I just want to be honest, so if we're starting off with straws, I got to give myself one because I'm about to break the rules. I don't have a straw. But what I did want to say is, Kelechi, honestly, I think you are absolutely phenomenal. I've been listening to your podcast for years. You've been kind enough to read, I think, a letter or 2 that I've written into. And you look so beautiful tonight. You're absolutely radiant. Like... So yeah, I just wanted to take this time and honestly really give you your flowers. I think everybody said it, and it really is a retweet. You're absolute force to be reckoned with. You are a household name. You are everything you believe you are and beyond. You are just, honestly, and you look so breathtaking. And guys, I've got like a bird's eye view, so what I can see up here, like her cheekbones are glowing, they're carved. Trust me, she's given. She's given. So yeah, I just want to say thank you. You've created such a wonderful space, seeing like all these different people coming together. It's so eclectic, it's so warm, it's so welcoming, and it's just so you. So thank you for going out on a high. You've given us such amazing content over the years. Obviously, we're all going to come and join you on Kaleidoscope.
I was waiting for that because some of you were
But yeah, and I did get your book, and I wanted to say the way you speak is so articulate and beautiful and graceful, but when you put pen to paper, I went through your book quickly, and I'm mad because I didn't bring it to get it signed, but that's fine. I got to see the beautiful baby girl, but yeah, thank you for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. So the final question was down here. Is it? Yes.
Hi, I cannot, after that, just thank you so much, Kelechi, for giving us your time and energy. I'll make it quick. My straw of the decade goes to Nana Akufo-Addo. If you don't know, he is the current president of Ghana, and he has presided over Ghana and has created a situation which is just dire for the people. It has been the worst 4 years. In 2020, Ghana was projected to be the second fastest growing country in Africa, and last year inflation was 52%. And then on top of that, as you know and you mentioned, and I'm so glad you brought it up, we have the anti-LGBTQ bill, which is currently being debated in the Ghanaian parliament, but it doesn't matter that the president hasn't signed it because the impacts have already happened. There has been an increase in homophobia, queerphobia, and the country is just in an utter state it's just in a very bad state. So a big straw to Nana Akufo-Addo, but also the ruling elites who have plundered and pillaged the country, who continue the work of the oppressors, who it doesn't matter that the colonizers have gone because they have ensured that they have inherited the nonsense of our former colonizers and are oppressing all of us in the country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So it was the last, okay, that's it, and that's it. Over here. And then we'll call it a day. Okay.
Hey, babes. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay. Seems like I'm the only one in here from the U.S. I flew to come see my little sister in my head. Okay. And I just want to say, as an American, sorry about that, guys. Forever. The fact that my taxes are being taken off the top before I even get paid to fund this atrocity in Gaza, I am so just embarrassed. So fuck the administration. President Biden, he's just like a fucking bag of bones. It is so ridiculous. Every time I see him speak, I just want to commit elder abuse. I'm telling you, I want to slap the shit out of him so bad. Because with one hand, you're talking shit about Netanyahu, then on the other hand, you're secretly just at the same time sending this bastard $4 billion. Yes. It is so fucking just ridiculous. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They've really opened the doors to tell us to get out, but Pink Top, go for it. Go for it then, why not? And then we'll call it a day. Wait, where are you from?
I'm from Leeds. I have to... I've got to get this off my chest for so long, Kelechi.
Okay.
Suck your mum to my university lecturer.
Okay.
She's pissed me off. And I just want to say that socialist is fish, she would never listen anyway. But just suck your mum.
Thank you. That was it. Well, I guess that brings us to the end of the... Although we've come to the end of the road, still I can't let go. You feel natural. Harmonies! Fucking harmonies! One thing about my audience, they're gonna sing, okay? No, thank you all so much. It's been the greatest pleasure of my life thus far, being able to create a podcast that speaks so deeply to so many of you. Thank you for being with me through the ups, the downs, the random song breaks, and just really seeing me. I know I keep banging on about it, but how do you know like that you exist if people don't see you, right? When I remember, I've said this before, when I was coming up with the podcast that I said I'm going to make it, I was writing a letter to myself. I think it was the winter solstice. And I said, oh, it'll be great if like 300 people listened to it. And then it, went into the thousands. And of those thousands, you all showed up here, regardless of what's happening in the world. You all showed up here for me tonight to see me. And I'll be forever grateful, for that. It means absolutely everything to me. I really encourage you to look more into AI and what they can do with video form. I won't say more than that. Sorry. But no, I really appreciate that you are so loving, so giving, so caring, and really you trusted me, and it's a big responsibility that you trusted me with your hearts every Monday or whenever you decided to listen. You trusted me with that, and it's been a great honor to literally honor that, your trust, and to show up for you in this way. I hope that a lot of you will join me in the next stage of the journey. I know quite a few of you have signed up for the different things that I'm doing on Kaleidoscope, which is the podcast, Meet Me at the Altar, which is a more chilled vibe, because I feel like that's the stage that I'm at in my life, more reflective, and I just want to cuss people out with the ancestors. So that's the vibe of there. And I've also got a vlog on there. So it's my day-to-day things that I don't necessarily want to be posting on socials, because social media is crumbling, and I'm encouraging you while you can. You're going to see more and more people saying that they're coming offline. It's important for us to find spaces, intentional communities that we are creating. This isn't about you just stumbling through somebody else's dream, because I promise you it's going to be a nightmare for you. So start cultivating intentional spaces that you want to be in, even if it's not mine. But decide where you want to be and be there, and then thrive there. Right, it's important that wherever you are now, you are thriving. So you're going to see more of those things. So decide what you want to do. So the vlog is there, like I said, and the chat is there. I miss the old days of like Blak chat and like MSN, where you can just chat in real time, and that's what the Somewhere Over the Rainbow is, which is the chat forum for you to start topics that you want to start, as well as live chat in real time if you see other people online at the same time as you. Because I just don't want for any of us to be forgotten. We've worked so hard to be here. I don't want any of us to be forgotten. And so thank you for seeing me. Thank you for not forgetting me. And I hope that we can, go forth together in one way, shape, or form. And thank you for buying my books and reviewing. If you haven't, that's the message in that for you to hear. Yes. Well, I guess that's that then. So for the final time, I have been Kelechi Okafor. And this has been SYM, officially known as Say Your Mind, unofficially known as what? Catch you on the flip side. Peace!
It's the bass Punani reminisce, baby boys, baby girls, you need to hear this. Sit down, receive this realness. Make sure your cup's ready for the tea, we are go sip it, yo. Hot time scowling for your long throats. You might learn something